Good morning, Carmen. I'm Pamela Waldrop, and I'm actually president of Photo Gallery, our photographic collective. And I am honored to be able to speak to you this morning. We're eager to hear more about the piece that you have in our show. So I'd like to start out with you just telling us a little bit about the piece. Just describe the piece and tell us a little bit.
Certainly, Pam. Good morning to you too, and it's a pleasure to meet you. That piece was done on Amtrak. I had been in the position of having to travel back and forth from Rochester, New York to Port Jefferson, Long Island to take care of my mother every 2 weeks. I would stay for 2 weeks, come back, stay here for 2 weeks, and then go back there for 2 weeks. So I thought, instead of seeing this as something painful that I had to do or arduous, I would view it as a transition in my life. And if I could take photographs to document that, I thought that would be good. So that was my thinking in taking that picture, as mirroring, as showing a transition of emotions and lifestyle in that piece on the train.
I remember when you spoke about your work briefly during our live Zoom reception, that you mentioned that I think you said this was part of a series of him.
It is. It was on that particular day, I took 30 photographs, and it was an amazing day because the weather was so mercurial. So every minute it was it was sunny, it was rainy, it was dark, it was light. I thought, this is my emotions. So I just kept taking photographs out the window. That particular shot is actually one shot. I didn't take more than that one of that.
But that kind of leads me to the next question. I was wondering, what was there about this particular shot that you chose to submit this one to the show?
It seemed to embody the whole, encapsulate my whole idea. The others seem like, increments, and you build up and you can see the whole perspective or everything going on, but this one just seemed to be the final statement. Actually, it was taken in the beginning of the trip, but it seemed to me when I looked at all the photographs, like, well, this says it for me. This is my thinking, my feeling when I was traveling, of everything going on in my life, the sun coming up, the person in the front, the composition just had come out perfectly for me. I'm very aware of composition and color, and it had complementary colors which just worked. So I said, well, this is a great shot.
I was wondering also how this piece relates to maybe what you were doing prior to this.
Well, this is my first foray into photography in a long time. I have an MFA in photography. I have an MFA in drawing. And I worked as a photographer at the Oswego County Historical Society for a while, which was mainly technical. I would catalog their paintings and their glass work and, pictures of when they had events, which is, it was nice. It was a good experience, but it wasn't particularly art. You can make as much art out of it as you wanted, but that wasn't the main goal. So, and then I also, at that time, I won first prize at the Central New York Art Open in DeWitt, New York, in photography. And I also, at that time, did a series of photographs at an Art Deco theater in Oswego. And they were subsequently shown at the Everson Museum of Art in Syracuse. And then at that time, it was all darkroom, film, chemicals. And after a while, I just could not take the chemicals anymore. So I said, well, I have an MFA in drawing. Let me switch to that. I just couldn't do the darkroom and the chemicals anymore. And I didn't feel right taking it to a photo lab, which wasn't in my control. So I switched to drawing. So that's what I've been doing for a number of years. And this is my first, I felt the need to go back to the photography. This is my first photographic work in a long, long time that I felt good enough about to submit to a show.
Well, I'm interested particularly in the piece that's in this show. Do you think that your background in drawing has informed how you approach doing the series?
I do. I think, you know, I'm always aware of the composition, and that I don't know if I'm thinking that they almost to me go hand in hand. I know people think it's
Yes.
different techniques, but I think of like my drawing was very influenced by Minor White's Zone System manual, which you know, the transition from white to black, and the drawing, the composition. I think I'm maybe more aware of composition after I stopped doing, because in the beginning I had my Knicker mat and I had my Leica 3C, and I would just snap stuff. And I think I'm a little more aware now, since I've been drawing for a while, of composition, and I've been drawing, you know, and color, complementary color, as I said before, and shot.
Now, are you finished with this particular train series, or do you think it will continue, or like where are you going from here?
I don't know if the train series will continue because, well, right now I'm quarantined in Rochester. I haven't been able to see my mother for a while. My mother's actually going to be 99, so I'm anxious to get back. So if I do get back, I mean, I'll be on the train, and I'm sure I'll take more pictures. But I'll be taking more now that I've rediscovered my love for photography. Not that I didn't love it before. I just, you know, I just wanted to try something new and see how it went without the chemicals. And now you don't need chemicals, so it's all coming to like a little
So is there,
convergence.
have you been given any thought to where you might be, what direction you might be going into next?
I'm thinking, well, I have a cottage on the lake, so I'm thinking I might be exploring some of the landscape and out there.
Yeah, this is I think a lot of people are finding sanctuary. That's a word that's coming up with me.
Oh, yeah, it's a good word.
And
That's how I feel right now. Yes.
landscape.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd also love to hear some of your comments about the show in general.
Oh, you know, I am so honored to be in that show. I was, when you had the Zoom meeting for the open, it was so impressive. And everybody is so articulate about their work. And the way you framed everything, I was just like, how am I so lucky on my first time back to be in these two galleries? I was in another gallery, but it's choking me up. It was just amazing. You did a wonderful job there.
Oh, thanks very, very much. Please, yes, take a look at YouTube. The entire, there's a video of the entire Zoom reception. And
okay,
I think you'll enjoy it. So
I'm sure.
Thanks so much.
Thank
you.
I
hope you enjoy the rest of the day. This has been awesome.
Oh, can I say one? One of my clients came into your gallery to view the work, so they were very impressed with the show.
Ah, that's terrific.
So
thanks for letting us know.
Okay, thank you very much for everything. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.